Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and we're back where we should be, which is with Bitcoin kissing 70,000 again. This is the top 500 assets by market cap, and you can see how tied the market is to the liquidity flows of BTC. Santiago Velez makes it clear one more time that the stablecoins are going to give Ripple another new revenue stream. This is going to be the interest from the reserves that they manage. That's number one. The fees, number two, and the custody, number three. The controversial video of the day was from Jungle Inc., saying that it's time to move on from ETHgate. Well, I think Jungle is correct. And in my opinion, you can hate all you want on Lubin and his gang, but hating on Ethereum or the Ethereum virtual machine, well, really, that's a misstep. We still have these so-called research channels in the space spouting the XRP ledger was not created for retail. Actually, it was a P2P payment network before Ripple, the company, decided to use it for financial institutions. And it was after it was fined by FinCEN. Yeah, this is where Ripple could put an end to this narrative. Their silence has helped the misinformation spread. It's frustrating. And in talking about research channels, federated sidechains were left behind in a new design with witness servers back in September 2022. You have to stay current in this space. It's so important. Many are still stuck in the past, and if you don't understand the technology, you're not equipped to make good investment decisions. I have a video recorded 8 days ago with the head of strategy at Solana, the fastest growing network, and Circle's director, Sam Seeley. Yep, the competition, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be intense. Ripple's decision to get into the fray, well, all I can say is get your popcorn and butter ready. You'll see what I mean when I play this clip, but first, I want to point out a new position in Singapore. The reason why I'm talking about this is twofold. I want to bring it to your attention if you are passively getting information from channels, but if you're a researcher, I want to give you a little tip. So this is a new joint venture partnership, just not a new Ripple employee position. This candidate should be able to converse in Japanese and should be okay with some travel to Korea. It's to grow the business in Japan and Korea, enable a transformational opportunity, as it says, in this region. The role reports to the VP of Strategy and Operations. Now, here's my tip. When you are searching, you don't search on Ripple Labs. You search on Ripple Markets APAC PTE.ltd. If you use this in Google and refine your search, then you can really find out what's going on in this part of the world. Speaking about Japan, SBI VC Trade is running this ad, broadcasting in more than 9,500 Family Mart stores nationwide. Family Mart directly competes with the 21,000 plus 7-Eleven stores across the country. Our convenience stores are second to none. With cleanliness and quality of selection, it's really mind-blowing. Just saying. The exchange, SBI VC Trade, does have a YouTube channel, so if you're a researcher, this is a heads up. It's a good source of information. Okay, let's finish off with this clip. You'll see how competitive this payment space is going to be with stablecoins. All right, until next time, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.
Let's talk about the role that stablecoin, in particular USDC, has
Yeah.
played in this growth over the past, let's say year and a half with Solana?
It's hard to attribute growth to sort of any one particular token or use case on the network. But, payments sort of have been the promise of blockchain since it began, but it wasn't really functionally true, right? Like there were all these capabilities to theoretically pay people on blockchain. But until we had like highly regulated stable coins like Circle offers with USDC, it was really hard to actually trust that the stable coin was going to be a stable coin, right? Just look at what happened with Terra. At the same time, though, most blockchains are slow. They have, anywhere between $2 to $20 transfer fees to actually make a transaction on the network. And the finality time is, anywhere between a minute to 20 minutes, depending on the network. And, imagine tapping your credit card and waiting a minute for that transaction to confirm. Like no coffee shop would be able to exist, right? There's just these models don't make sense for payments unless you can have low transaction fees and really fast finality. And so Solana, with its about 400 millisecond long blocks, can achieve finality or functional finality in 400 milliseconds. And so this is a really great fit for stablecoins to be used as payments, right? And especially when a transaction fee is $0.00025 approximately, that is pricing where no one thinks about paying with stablecoins as a barrier or an issue. And that actually, those confirmation times are faster than a credit card network if you use tap to pay or if you use a chip on that system. And so what we've really seen is that stablecoins are one of those like original use cases of crypto that, sat around for a while, but now we're seeing the ability to actually use this stuff as payments. And, you see Visa expanding their pilot program that they started on Ethereum to actually scale that on Solana, which is using USDC as a settlement layer to move money outside of banking hours. So I think, whether it's the growth of Solana Pay and the ability to sort of pay directly with merchants through these types of systems, I think we're kind of just at the beginning of what stablecoin fueled growth will look like. I'm particularly excited about international currency stablecoins. So Circle's got the Euro project. So it's really cool to see kind of a broader base of token support. And then, applications like Sling getting built on top of that, which just uses USDC under the hood as its payment currency to send money to anyone, anywhere in the world. The other piece too around this is like, there's a lot of excitement in DC around stablecoins still.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I think, as geopolitics heat up, the idea of US dollar dominance remains one that people in DC and folks in the national security community really care about. And so things like tokenizing treasuries on chain, getting more people around the world exposure to US dollars with, highly regulated stablecoins that are functionally as good as cash is a really important part of sort of keeping the US dollar strong and sort of dollar dominancy continuing over the, course of the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And so at the same time, regulators are really concerned about illicit finance. And, stuff like the Token 2022 standard on Solana allows stablecoin issuers to actually say, we're issuing a regulated stablecoin. That means we can freeze funds that are in a user's wallet. We can actually potentially destroy funds that are in the wallet to comply with a lawful court order. And there's a certain part of the blockchain community that's like, wait, that's not for us. We don't want that. And that's a fine answer. Don't use US dollar stablecoins if that's the thing, right? At the end of the day, if you want the full faith and credit of the US dollar, you get the US government with that as well. And these things can coexist where you can have tokenized Bitcoin on Threshold, which is a privacy-oriented, decentralized custodian for Bitcoin that allows you to trade it on Solana. But then you can also have something like Circle, which is a highly regulated US-based entity that does have to comply with US sanctions and other sorts of government actions. And I think these things can coexist very well in the world.